Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Tamar Meisels, and in this video we're going to talk about what is Tu Bishvat. 8 things you should know about Tu Bishvat. Literally, the word Tu Bishvat, letter Tet and the letter Vav, each letter in the Hebrew alphabet has a numerical value. Tet is 9, Vav is 6, so that's the 15th in the month of Shvat. The Hebrew month of Shvat. On this date we celebrate this holiday. Tu Bishvat is the Rosh Hashanah, the head of the year for the tree. So this could be a little bit confusing. It's not the head of the year for the planting of the tree, but rather the head of the year for the fruits growing from the tree. In Jewish law, this date has a significance. When the temple was built in Jerusalem, every year, Jews were required to give from the fruits of the land of Israel to the Kohanim and Levim, who were the spiritual leaders and worked in the temple, and they themselves did not have their own land. Every year, we were required to give them from the fruits of the land, and Tu Bishvat was an indicator when the year started. So fruits found on the tree after Tu Bishvat are considered next year's, while fruit found before Tu Bishvat are considered the previous year's fruit. The actual Rosh Hashanah head of the year for planting the tree is actually in Rosh Hashanah and not in Tu Bishvat. Another Jewish law that before eating the fruit from a tree, you need to wait till the tree is at least 3 years old. The counting of how old the tree is starts on Aleph Tishrei, which is the Rosh Hashanah for planting of trees. So we need to wait 3 years in order to be able to eat the fruits of the tree. So the years are counted based on Aleph Tishrei. Once we arrive at Aleph Tishrei, it's considered 1 year. Another Rosh Hashanah, head of the year in the Jewish calendar, is Aleph of Nisan, the first of the Jewish month of Nisan, which was the month that we were liberated from Egypt. And this is also the month where we start counting king's rulership. In the Bible, when it says he ruled for 20 years, he ruled for 30 years, that was based on the counting of Aleph Nisan. Once we arrive at Aleph Nisan, it's considered a year. The reason that a lot of people confuse Tu Bishvat with planting of trees is because in recent years, the Israeli Zionists that moved here began a tradition of planting trees on Tu Bishvat. They began this tradition in the 19th century. Tu Bishvat is actually not agriculturally the right date to plant trees, but that has become a very widespread custom. Tu Bishvat became a symbol of settling the land, reviving the land. Until today, a lot of schools focus this day on planting trees and the environment. My school took me to plant trees, and my work took me to do some gardening work on this day. So it's a day where we focus on nature and planting and gardening. So before this custom started in the 19th century, what did we do on Tu Bishvat? So over the last approximately 1,000 years, Jews have used this day to eat from the fruits of the land of Israel. They found piyutim, which is holy poems that talk about the land of Israel and the fruits of the land, and they ate from fruits of the land, mostly from the 7 minim, which is the 7 species that the land of Israel were blessed with. What exactly is the 7 minim? So in the Torah, in the book of Devarim, the land of Israel is mentioned to be blessed with 7 fruits. Eretz chita useora ugefen v'te'ena v'rimon eretz zeit shemen udvash, which means wheat, barley, vine, fig, pomegranate, olive, and dates. Wheat and barley, which are annual grain crops, and we have 5 types that are fruits growing from trees. These fruits are used a lot of times as motifs in Judaism, in synagogues, on rings. They found a lot of coins that were found over the years. So this is a Jewish symbol that has been used over the generations. A very popular custom is called Seder Tu Bishvat. So like we said, over the last about 1,000 years, we said blessings and ate from the fruit of the land, mainly from the 7 minim. A specific formulation of a Tu Bishvat ceremony started in the 17th century. It's called Seder Tu Bishvat, with Torah blessings and blessings on the fruit and a very specific formulation. And this ceremony became very common in a lot of communities abroad. Why do we eat dried fruits? And actually probably shouldn't. So over the last 1,000 years, we've lived abroad and we tried to eat fruits that either resemble the land of Israel or, better yet, are from the land of Israel. Now, this was hard to export, and a lot of times this was done in a dried form. They would dry the fruit and then it would be easier to transport it, because transporting fruit to distant countries would take a lot of time, and by drying the fruit, it would better preserve it. But today, some of the dried fruit that's sold in Israel actually originates from abroad. So instead of eating fresh fruit from the land of Israel, people import fruit from other countries. Obviously, this is not the intention. It's best to eat fresh fruit from the land of Israel if you can. The last one is eating fruit good or bad in our tradition? So the first sin in the world had to do with eating fruit. Actually, in Jewish tradition, as opposed to Christianity where the fruit was an apple, in Judaism there's a few different opinions about what fruit tree this was. Was it a fig tree or a wheat tree or an etrog tree? So is fruit good or bad? So Hashem wants us to enjoy His world. He wants us to enjoy what this world has to offer, but in the correct way, in a balanced way. So Tu Bishvat is a great opportunity to correct this balance and to learn how to enjoy Hashem's world in the proper way. Today we have a culture of abundance, and we have to know how to consume and enjoy in the correct way. On one hand, it's beautiful that most of us don't have to toil the land, and when we want to eat, we don't have to work hard. We go to the supermarket and there's a lot. At the same time, this could be dangerous. We can get an overload of energy and sugar and processed food and things like that. So we have to learn how to balance this abundance and at the same time enjoy it in a healthy and in the correct way. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. See you next time.